City Council, and of course my fellow community who has experienced this heinous action by the police department. My name first is Cephas Johnson, affectionately known to the community as Uncle Bobby. I am Oscar Grant's uncle, and my condolences to the family. I understand the pain. And I'm here because when I realized first just the murder itself, and then realized that his daughter, who was 3 years old, it really brought back to what happened to Oscar. Because Oscar's daughter was 4 years old when he was murdered. Yep. And just like the fellow sister just said, Tatiana today, when she sees police cars pass by, when she's in a car with her friends, she tells them to duck the police. So we need to really take a look at how this is psychologically affecting our children in our community.
Yes, yes.
So I'm here basically to talk about some issues that I believe that's very important, and specifically to you, Mayor Davis, because we're both men of color. And what's happening across this country, and specifically here in Vallejo, as we can see, especially since Oscar's death, there's been over 10 police shootings, and I'm sure it's been about 8 police murders since Oscar's death, right here in this small city of Vallejo. So we need to begin to ask the question, what is really happening in the community with our children, especially our children that are black and brown? What is really happening with this police force and how they're taking action on our children and pulling the trigger so quick? So I first want to commend you, my brother, for raising the issue about the city council supporting you in your recommendation of having the Attorney General come in and do an independent investigation. But I also want to ask that you consider contacting NOBLE, the National Organization of Black Law Executives, so that we can also have, from the community perspective, an agency that does an independent top-to-down, bottom investigation of Vallejo Police Department. You know, and I think this is real important for we to hear. We should not consider what it will cost, because I'm going to tell you, people are angry. There's many people talking about this very shooting all across the country, but specifically more so in Northern California. And as we know what happened in the Bay Area, Oakland specifically, when it came to fires burning, we should consider that a small cost to pay than to jeopardize the city of Vallejo going up in smoke. Right. And in addition to that, the lawsuits that are filed behind these shootings, it's costing the city much more to pay lawsuits, and of course much more to repair damage when it comes to the police shooting than it would for you to go out and get an independent investigator or independent investigation organization like NOBLE, and of course the Attorney General, to come in and do these investigations. And I'm not sure how much time I have left.
Your time is expired already.
I want to say this, and I should have said this at first. My time is being succeeded to me by my wife, Beatrice. I'm Cephas Johnson's next speaker anyway. And also, we are a nonprofit organization, so it's to my knowledge that we're actually entitled to 5 minutes instead of 3. Am I correct on that?
If you're speaking on behalf of an organization, yes.
And on the card it does say Oscar Grant Foundation, because it asks the question, what organization are you from? So the Oscar Grant Foundation is on both cards, and so I'm speaking on behalf of the Oscar Grant Foundation. That is correct. So we can adjust my time accordingly. So anyhow, you know, it's real important that you feel the community and what's happening. You know, and I'm not going to belittle those that are not of color that's sitting on the council, but it's important that you recognize, and everybody here, take a look at the people that's on the council. We have elected them. They are elected officials. And if they fail to do and perform their duty for the community, we need to make sure that they are not re-elected. And let's keep that in mind, because we do have the power in this community, and believe this, this is just a small portion of the people in the community that are speaking to this issue.
Amen.
But we got young men of color that are fearing for on their lives. And I would hate to see another young man die in these streets because he want to pull a trigger to protect himself. So we need to take that in consideration. And what's happening with the temperament of our young men in our community? I am very passionate about this because my nephew lost his life at the hands of a rogue police officer. And the way it looks, in the last not even last 5 months, but the last 3 months, 7 police shootings, 5 fatalities. We need to address this issue very soon and quickly. I mean, because we're talking about a danger.
Fire.
We got smoking right now.
Yes.
You know, and so we're here because we hate seeing our children die in these streets. Understand, this is one of the most important factors that you have going on in this beautiful city of Vallejo. I mean, you got sister cities across the country, but you don't want Vallejo's city name to be tainted for its failure to do what its responsibility is, and that is to take care of the citizens of this community. That's right. It appears to me, and I'm sure many others, when an investigation takes place, that these killings that are taking place are retaliatorial.
They are.
There was a police officer that was killed here in this city, and since that killing, there's been shootings by police officers that has been happening on a regular basis, too consistent. But please feel me and hear me, and much love to you, my mayor. You know, it's my hope that you represent the city of Vallejo as a brother, like you have been doing. Much respect to you. But here's an opportunity for us to rise above and take care of real business, and that is to take care of this community.
Amen.
Next speaker is, well, he's the last name, but the first name is Mario. Okay, after that I have Charles Dubois. And after Charles Dubois is, no, I guess not. Topaz.
Was it Mario?
Yeah, Mario's first, yes. Is it Marco? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, first of all, I would like to say hello to everybody and hello to the family that is fighting this battle. And all I would like to say definitely is stay strong and keep God first.
That's right.
But that's the one who's going to answer these questions out here. And like Bobby said, Vallejo is in a state of emergency. You're being looked at not only through your citizens, but throughout the United States. Mario's situation has become a worldwide situation.
Yes, it has. Yes.
Okay? So, Mayor Davis, I'm glad you stepped up. And I think your council should step up too for this investigation, this private investigation to come through. Because just like Uncle Bobby said, you don't want your city tarnished.
It's already tarnished.
You don't want a situation where families are afraid to come and live in the city of Vallejo because of the police brutality and because of what's happening out here. And our children are afraid to even look up to the police. See, at one time, as you grow up, you always ask, what do you want to be? I think some of the, I know majority of my class has said, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a police officer, I want to be a mayor. These kids are now afraid of the police. So that is one career that they don't even want to have anymore. So we have to understand it's our duty, and it's your duty as City Hall representatives to stand up for your community who has voted you in. Who have voted you in to do what's right for the citizens. I agree with the mayor that these police need to be retrained. Their tactics have to be retrained.
Right. They mind.
Their education of their job has to be changed.
They thoughts.
For what happened to Mario is the same thing that happened to Trayvon Martin. He was just minding his business coming from 7-Eleven.
All of them.
And these young men were just minding their business in front of their house.
Yes.
And to have a police officer come and pull up and put a spotlight when they weren't doing anything except sitting in front of their house.
Yes.
So I asked, do you want the same thing to happen to your kids?
That ain't gonna happen to them 'cause they-
To mind their own business and be jeopardized to be stopped by a police officer for not a violation, just to be a citizen. That's all we are citizens. But to have their lives taken, I know you wouldn't want that to happen to your children. So today, or this evening, when you go home, look at your kids. Because your kids could be another Mario Romero. Your kids could be another statistic. They could be walking around with a hoodie. We know how our kids dress.
Your time has expired.
Well, like I said, step up to the plate. Don't step down.